Hello everyone and welcome back.
Hello.
Another episode of Grimdark Tales, another battle report, another outing for my killer clowns from outer space and your shiny blue smurfs.
I actually put a matte varnish on them so they are less shiny now.
That's good. They've seen some battle, some wear and tear.
Yeah.
They're losing that off the press sheet.
They don't have that new power armor smell
off
anymore.
The production line, yeah. They don't have that leather seat smell that all Space Marines
All Space
come with. So this is going to be the third game that we've played with these two factions in a game of Kill Team. We're continuing the campaign that we started. There's going to be... So we saw, the Harlequins have lost, technically, both games that we played. But they still, I think, they're not a weak faction.
No.
I still think
I'm convinced this is all part of a plan on their part.
Yeah.
And I said this earlier when we were setting up the table, I think this may be the culmination.
You think it's all coming together?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that on this battlefield and with this mission, I think it's advantage Harlequins.
If so, they haven't told me, so they're keeping it close to the chest. Yeah, they probably don't even tell themselves, really.
They're waiting for it to be revealed on the stage.
Yeah. Cegorach, or however you pronounce it, his jest will be seen in this game.
I'm laughing already.
I can't stop laughing. I'm rolling on floor laughing right now. So what's the mission, Jordan?
So the mission is the narrative mission, Feint. I am the defender in this mission, and you are the attacker.
Well, let's not assume anything. I'm the attacker.
There's 6 objectives, which we placed. And the attacker is trying to basically destroy the objectives to sow chaos in the defender's lines. So you can spend 1 CP to destroy an objective that you're controlling. And at the end of the game, you get a victory point for each of those. And you also get a victory point for each of my specialists that you take out of action.
Okay.
And I get a victory point at the end for each objective marker that I am holding.
At the end of the game.
At the end of the game.
Okay.
And if it's a tie, then it goes to the defender.
Okay.
So I think it's an interesting one.
It is
I think that it could potentially, and you guys will see the battlefield, I think that there are 3 objectives which you could pretty easily destroy.
That's true.
Before I could get to defend them.
That's
so
true.
Then all you'd have to do is take out a single specialist to seal the victory.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It seems a little bit like it's to the attacker's advantage.
Yeah. But I think that's why I think that this was the... I think that the Laughing God knew the mission we were going to roll up.
Yeah. And he had a mighty chortle.
He did.
Before it came to be.
Yeah.
I think that could definitely be the case, that we see the Harlequins take it. I'm not going to assume a victory here. I definitely don't think that it's a given the Primaris' incredible tenacity and their resilience so far.
Sergeant Patricker is a pretty shrewd commander. So who knows what he has? He hasn't told me either. Yeah. What he has planned.
And was it Lydius? Is that the name of the Reaver?
Yeah, he stayed home today, though.
He stayed home today. Our forces have been leveling up, so because of that, we're actually both down a man. My Zealot and my combat specialist have both gained a 2nd level, tier 2, and my fire team has also reached tier 2.
Yeah.
So do you and then what has happened to your kill team?
It's similar. My fire team, which was just comprised of my brother Lydius and God, I'm forgetting his name. The Reaver Sergeant. I'm so sorry. They leveled up, that kill team. And my demolition specialist and my combat specialist leveled up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously we both had to make room in certain places. Because of the evolution of a kill team game and the way that the points adjustments work as things level up, there's going to be some non-WYSIWYG stuff going on for me, because I was able to make room for another fusion pistol on my list by getting rid of an entire player. So my combat specialist is actually going to have a fusion pistol this game, despite being modeled with a shuriken pistol.
Oh, no, that's fantastic.
So there's going to be 2, 3, 4 fusion pistols in my kill team now, and 1 shuriken pistol.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. I thought I'd do you a favor, do you a solid, and we'll just see how it goes with that extra Melta game coming up. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we have deployed now for this mission. You can see Jordan is in more of a defensive position because he is the defender. We chose this side to be more thematic and fluffy, like he's actually defending this zone here. And the Harlequins are just coming over the horizon, and they're scary clowns, and Jordan has suitably found a defensive position because he doesn't want to get killed by these boys. Mm-hmm. So now we reveal what we have for the scouting phase. And we'll do that at the same time. Ready?
I'm ready. I don't think we've done anything.
I've disarmed traps.
I've eliminated sentries, but there weren't any of those things.
Once again, there's nothing happens in that very important scout phase. So now we roll for initiative.
Let's do it right now.
I need 2 dice.
Oh my god. I rolled an 8.
An 8?
It's average.
Roll a 4.
That's below average.
Below average. Jordan goes first. Coming up. Okay, we are back at the end of the turn 1 movement phase. And as you can see, some things have actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jordan, you want to go over what you did first since you had the initiative?
Yeah. I readied my gun-toting Marines.
Yep.
And it was probably a mistake, but I moved up my 2 Reavers. I wanted them to be holding objective 2 because I knew that with the Harlequin, with their speed, that if I didn't, there was a really good chance you could just advance a bunch of models up behind this wall here.
Yeah.
They'd be in cover and they'd be holding objective 2, and you could destroy it. Mm-hmm. But in hindsight, I think maybe that would have been better than trying to hold it, because now you've got 3 models in, and there's a good chance you're going to be holding it anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I did, and that's why I did it.
Okay.
Lesson learned.
Well, we'll see if it actually has the result that you're afraid it will have.
I'm very afraid.
We've seen my rolling so far in this game.
We have seen it.
And we've seen that I can't win a roll-off when we both attempt to steal the order of sequence in the fight phase. So,
that's true.
In that case, it could very well go to you. So
we'll see.
We'll see. As far as what I did, you can see back here, I have basically kept these 2 guys in place. These are the 2 regular members of my kill team here with fusion pistols. They're the non-specialists. But I just kept them on those objectives so that hopefully at the end of this turn, if I have any CP left, I can maybe destroy one of those objectives. There's another one up here that's unmanned, but I figured I just have to go for it and try to get into Jordan's zone here, because if I can take the ones from his side, then he might actually be super, super screwed for gaining the necessary objectives that he needs to win this game.
It could be a problem.
It could be a problem. So in that case, I just ran forward. I blitzed into combat. I declared multi-charges with all 3 of these guys who were out of line of sight. I did a multi-charge onto this guy, and then also the 2 Reavers that Jordan moved up here. And none of them made it to this guy. I was hoping once Jordan moved down there, I could do a cheeky sort of go past his guys. He moved up and take objective 6 off this unfortunate guy. But none of them made it that far. I needed like 18s and 17s. But I did roll really high, and they all made it into combat, which is very different from how the last game went. Where they weren't making it into combat until like turn 4.
Yeah.
And then it was even then like a piecemeal charge.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
This is their time.
This might be the Cegorach's time to laugh. So now that we've made combat, we actually do have the shooting phase first.
Yeah. I just have one model, and then we can go into the real meat of things.
Yeah, so we can just do it right now.
Yeah. My comm specialist can see this guy's bum.
Yep.
And he's going to use his +1 ability to
hit him
in the bum.
Yeah.
He needs, so it's going to be -2 because he's obscured and over half range.
Yes.
Then it'll be +1, so he'll need a 4.
Okay.
He misses.
Okay. And with that, the shooting phase is over.
That's it.
An eventful one. And we can move on to the fight phase. Coming right up. Okay, here we are in the fight phase. Jordan was just saying, this is grim off camera. And now we're going to roll for this combat. So
I'm going to interrupt.
I assumed
I'm interrupting combat.
You know what? I'm just going to let you do that this time. Okay, so let's, what are you interrupting with?
I don't know. I was so excited.
You just didn't even, you knew it had to happen.
Oh man. Who's who here? Is this?
So that's the leader.
Okay.
And then that is the combat specialist.
Oh no.
And then that's the zealot.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Maybe less than ideal situation for you here. But you could turn the tide, depending on what you do here.
I'm going with my combat specialist.
Okay, that's
Brother Gaius.
Brother Gaius here.
He's going to attack your leader.
Okay.
He's convinced that he can cut the head off this snake.
This multicolored serpent.
Little does he know it's more of a hydra.
Yeah, it may be. Well,
That's
we'll
okay.
see. We'll see.
He's going for it.
Yeah.
He gets +1 to his hits now.
Yeah, he's hitting on 2s.
He's level 2. Hitting on 2s.
He's hit 3 times.
Didn't
pay off.
Didn't pay off at all.
No.
Wounded on 3s. Great.
It's shocking 1 wound. And let's roll 4 up invuln. I've done it. Well, Jordan.
It was a good game.
You've interrupted combat to no avail,
No.
it would seem. And you've spent your 2 CP.
Yes, I did.
I haven't spent any.
No.
I'm glad I didn't at this point. Because clearly I didn't need to. So I'm just going to go through the charges that I did now. Starting with the leader who you just failed to wound.
Don't rub it in.
I'm going to rub it in a little bit.
Don't.
See an open wound there. I'm going to pour some salt into it. So there's 4 attacks.
There's enough salt for my tears already.
Hitting your combat specialist on 3s.
No.
I've hit twice. Wounding on 3s.
It's got 2 wounds.
2 wounds, -2.
Gotta save.
Okay, so he's on 1 wound, but he's still alive. Now, I'm going to move to my zealot next.
Oh no.
So he has +1 attack and +1 strength on the charge.
Oh, this is...
So he's actually going to have 5 attacks.
Oh, this is not
Let me just see what he does. He hits on 3s. 1, 2.
It's rolled 3 2s.
It's rolled 3 2s. This is less than ideal for me as well. Wounding on 3s.
It's got 2 wounds.
2
though.
wounds. Okay.
And this is still -2.
Still -2.
All right.
Look at that.
You done it.
This is not the game that either of us thought it was going to be.
You done it.
Okay. Now, my combat specialist is going to put everything into that same guy. 5 attacks as well. And because he leveled up, he's also hitting on 2s.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh boy.
What is happening?
This is the worst game ever. Now he's winning on 3s. He wins twice.
Okay.
Minus
Okay.
2. Well, that was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Jordan is now gonna fight back with that sergeant there.
I'm gonna do it.
Go ahead. Who are you hitting?
He's gonna hit your combat specialist.
Okay.
He's got 3 hits. 4 hits?
4 hits.
That's a hit as well?
Yeah.
It's 3s. He's got 3 ones.
Great. 4s to save. I failed 1. I am going to use 1 CP
I thought he might.
to change that.
There we go.
Nothing has happened.
Nothing's happening.
This fight faced a flurry of attacks, an absolute whirlwind of melee that ended in 0 result.
Mm.
Jordan is in full deal with it mode. I can't believe that just happened.
But the silver lining is, even though nothing really happened, you did put a wound on this guy. You control that objective marker.
I did put a wound on him, I forgot.
And you've wounded one of my Reavers, and you can destroy that objective.
Which I'm going to do.
Which means if I want more objectives, I'll have to
gotta move out.
Yeah. And that's not good.
It's not good.
For a man like me.
For a man such as you.
Mm.
So I am destroying objective 2.
God.
I will do that right now. And I've spent my 2nd command point for this turn. That means that I have no CP, Jordan has no CP, and we are starting the next turn on 2 CP fresh. Would you like to roll for the initiative?
Let's do it. Roll the 7.
I rolled
A 4.
a 4 again. Well, as we can see, my rolling's on point today. So, Jordan, you're in trouble. And let's just see what's next. And we are back at the end of movement phase, turn 2. So, Jordan has, he won the initiative, roll off again. Mm-hmm. So, Jordan, you want to go over what you've done here?
Yeah, so Sergeant Patrick moved up to the edge of the wall here.
Yep.
Just he was hoping to get a vantage point if any Harlequins came out into the open, which they didn't.
Okay.
Brother Andronicus moved over here to line up a shot on this silly clown.
Okay.
And Brother Titus charged in to help his 2 Reaver compatriots who are under heavy assault here around what used to be the objective of holding that barrier.
Yes.
But they've now had to give up on that objective. It's
Harlequins have taken that objective and destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and that's all your movement, right?
That's my movement. Yep.
Readied.
I readied the 2 Reavers. Yep.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So, in my movement phase, I also did some readying. The 2 Harlequins here, the Zealot and Combat Specialist, they readied. And the leader readied as well, but he was charged, so he won't be able to fire his weapon in this shooting phase. And then over here, these 2 just readied as well. I didn't actually realize Jordan could get a shot with that guy over there, but you can see clearly from where I'm filming that he can. So I probably would have moved him if I'd noticed, but I didn't. So there he is out in the open, semi out in the open. And then this guy is just still on that objective. Hopefully, I'll have some CP at the end of this turn that I can burn on these 2 objectives, and then Jordan's going to be a really tight spot for getting a victory out of this situation.
Very snug.
So, let's move right into the shooting phase.
Let's.
You begin.
I guess so we have to start with the ready guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll start with, I'm going to start with my Reaver Sergeant.
Okay.
He's going to fire his heavy bolt pistol at your combat specialist.
Okay.
And he needs a 3. Let's roll the 2.
Nice.
Let's roll the 2.
Yeah.
I think,
You're just going to leave that?
I think I have to.
Okay. Yeah, you probably should save stuff for the 5 phase at this point.
I have to.
So.
Oh God. I have to think.
Yeah.
I have to think.
We'll come right back. All right. After an insane amount of deliberation, Jordan has decided that he will not re-roll that missed shot. So now we're going to move on to one of my shooting, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
When you're ready, men. Well,
So
nice.
I'm going to have my combat specialist with the fusion pistol, non-WYSIWYG, as I discussed in the beginning. He's going to fire his pistol, obviously, at the Reaver Sergeant right in front of him. Putting on 3s. That's a hit.
I knew it.
Wounding on 2s.
I knew it.
That's a wound.
I told you.
-4, so no save.
Oh.
Now, because he's not on his last wound, is this going to come down to just being one roll on the injury table?
Well, don't you roll your 2d6, pick the highest for
Being in half range.
damage?
And then whatever's left over after the 2 wounds would go to injury table?
We'll have to look at that.
Okay.
Let's roll the damage, and then we'll read the rules.
Okay. 6.
Let's roll 6.
So
That's
let's...
just enough to finish him off.
We'll come right back with what that means for us in a sec. Okay, so we just looked it up, and it looks like what I actually do is I roll for all 6 points of damage.
Yep.
And if any of them are 4 or more, Jordan loses his Reaver Sergeant.
Yep.
So
I don't think it's going to be a problem.
I feel like you just jinxed me, and now it's going to be a problem. Let's see how it goes. He's dead. All right. Well, that was pretty good for me, I would say. And then now that you've... he was the one that already fired, correct? The Reaver Sergeant? Because you fired at my combat specialist.
Yes.
So now you can fire with your combat specialist at my leader.
He's going to do it. It's got a hit. It's got a wound.
4-up save. That's a fail. And because he's not a part of my lucky fire team, I can't reroll that. He's alive on a flesh wound. So, is that it for shooting?
That's it for shooting.
All right, we will come right back with the fight phase. Sorry, I said in the last segment that we were going to the fight phase. We're actually continuing the shooting phase because these guys are now opened up to be shot at and to shoot at other things. And I hadn't been aware of the fact that these 2 here can actually fire at them. So what I'm going to do is, because I was readied first, those 2 guys moved, my Zealot is going to fire his shuriken pistol at the boy over here. What's his name?
Andronicus.
Andronicus.
My con specialist.
I almost called him Titus. Gotta remember that. All right, so I am hitting on 4 5s because he's obscured and over half range. That's a miss.
Okay.
And now, Jordan, you can do your shooting.
Yeah, I'm going to have... Oh, man. This is a tough one. Because I feel like, obviously, I want to get rid of these guys here. So shooting at them is a good idea. But I know you're also going to destroy those objectives.
It's true.
At the end. And that's not good for me.
That's also true.
But I think I have to be... I think he has to shoot over here.
Okay.
So what I'm actually going to do is Sergeant Patrick here is going to fire down at your combat specialist.
Okay.
So you can see him over the lip of the tower there.
Can you not see the Zealot?
He can't see the Zealot.
Okay.
So he's going to fire at your combat specialist.
Yep.
So 2 shots, rapid fire range.
Yep. Obscured? Is he obscured?
I feel like he
because that counts as his cover, so it wouldn't be obscured.
As far as I know, that's how we've been playing it. Yep. If that's wrong, somebody let us know. But if it's the cover you're in that's obscuring your view, we've just been playing it that you're taking up a position.
Yeah, we're counting it as why would that be obscuring? Because you're basically using that as like a support for your weapon firing or whatever. So
as far as I know, that's the proper way. So he can't. I mean, the tower. Let's play it that he's obscured because it is like I don't know. What do you think?
Because the angle.
Yeah, I mean the angle is like. It's a weird one.
Okay, how about on a 1 to 3, he's obscured.
Okay.
4 to 6, he's not.
Okay, so he is obscured, so it's going to be
Hitting
4s.
4s, yep.
He's got a hit.
One hit. 3's to wound.
He's got a wound.
Okay, that's a 4-up save. That's a fail. Go for it. It'll be 5s because he is obscured, we just decided.
Mm-hmm. For the Emperor.
Okay, he's on a flesh wound. Okay, you want to continue your shooting?
Yeah. Brother Andronicus is going to fire at...
The same one?
Oh, boy. He's going to fire at the... Well, they're both obscured because there's models in between.
There's a fight.
He's going to fire at the Zealot.
Okay.
He's going to fire at the Zealot.
Okay.
He feels drawn to the Zealot.
So he aims his rifle.
He's going to use his comm specialist ability.
To add +1.
To add +1.
He aims through this din.
Mm-hmm. He
This
gets on the radio
here.
to himself.
He gets on the radio to himself.
And he
tells
gives himself coordinates.
Coordinates. He says, use the Force, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his name. He's confused. But it helps him fire anyway.
Yeah. He's seen a lot.
Yeah.
So he needs 3s again.
Because he's within half.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a hit.
He's got a hit. 3 to wound.
He's blown it.
No wound. The Zealot remains unhit. That bullet ricocheted harmlessly off the fight happening in here. Just harmlessly ricocheted off his battle brothers. Or maybe that Harlequin. Maybe it got caught in his ruffled head.
Yeah.
Something like that. But everyone's fine.
Everyone's fine.
No one has to...
You can just fire into a combat. If you miss...
Nothing happened. It isn't a problem. Yeah, it's fine. So now we are actually going to be moving into the fight phase.
We are.
Coming up next. And here we are in the fight phase. So, Jordan, you charged.
I did charge.
This guy. This is Titus, right?
This is Titus,
okay.
Yep.
So Titus has charged the leader of this Harlequin troop, an opponent he's now seen several times, and rage fills his noble heart,
mm-hmm.
and he prepares to go to town on this clown.
Yeah.
All right. I came up with a little...
No, it was really good.
Thanks.
I liked it.
Thank you.
So he's going to attack you now.
Go ahead.
So 2 attacks.
Yep.
He's hit.
He's hit once. Winning on 3s.
He's blown it.
He's blown it all.
However, I'm going to use my combat guy's stratagem now.
To interrupt.
For him to fight immediately.
Okay.
So he's got 4 attacks.
Yep.
He's
hit on 2.
Hit on 2s.
Because he ignores that flesh wound.
Let's roll the 1.
Roll the 1.
But he's got a couple of hits.
Winning on 3s. That's an Eric roll right there.
I don't like this.
Well, you can still get him. You got 1 wound. You don't reroll anything?
Oh no. I'm gonna roll. Okay.
2.
2 wounds.
Okay.
2 wounds.
Alright, that's 2 4-up invulns. Failed 1.
Good, I didn't need that second one.
So now you
should have
roll
saved it for this.
On the injury table. And now that he's already been wounded, so on a 3-up he's dead.
Oh, he had a flesh wound.
Yeah, took a flesh wound.
Okay. It's a 4.
He is dead. Or out of action.
He's out of action.
Alright. And that's the end of the fight phase. Because my guys killed their target in the shooting phase.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to pile into them because I don't want to.
You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of this turn, I am going to spend 2 CP, and I'm going to destroy these 2 objectives.
Not good.
Putting Jordan in a very, very difficult situation.
It's very difficult. I have to defend my zone.
Doesn't mean you can't win, but it's put him on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan now has to really, really push hard. He basically can't lose a model, especially not a specialist at this point. Mm-hmm. His only chances really are to table me, or
somehow hold these 2
objectives
without losing
and not
a model.
lose a model. So this is going to be quite the game. Let's see what happens next.
Let's see
You want to roll initiative?
Let's roll initiative.
Turn 3.
I roll a 4.
4. That's my roll, Jordan.
You rolled a 3.
I met you in kind. I'll be going second again. Coming out. And we are back at the end of the movement phase. Turn 3?
Turn 3.
Turn 3. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the battle has sort of shifted again. The front line has pushed back. Jordan's Ultramarines are in a bad way. They're trying to just hold their footing in a situation that is tide that is rapidly rising against them. These clowns are trying very hard to have the last laugh. So now we don't have any shooting to do. Jordan, you want to just describe your movement phase? And
Yeah. So my Reaver combat specialist came up onto the tower to try to help hold this objective. And my sergeant readied. And then my comm specialist, Brother Andronicus, came over here to help hold this objective. And Brother Titus also came over. He's not ready. I don't know why that's there. Oh, he moved.
And just to reiterate, the reason that this guy was able to fly up here, this combat specialist, was because Jordan has equipped his Reavers with grapnel launchers.
Yep.
So
they can ignore vertical distance when they move.
Yep. So he just flew up there, no problem. The Reaver is on 1 wound at this point.
I don't want to talk about it. And
my combat specialist has taken a flesh wound, which is just hidden under that charge marker there. But they are both there. So in my movement phase, the Zealot and the combat specialist successfully charged. They also, with their flip belts, ignoring vertical measuring, they declared a multi-charge on both of these guys, and they got in. So Jordan's back line has now been engaged, which is pretty desperate.
It's not great.
And then over here, we have this regular player who just moved normally up to this objective marker here. And then we have the regular one who had been holding this objective marker did an abysmal multi-charge on 3d6. I got 4 inches or 5 inches. And he's just here so that he's not going to get killed. And as you can see, the objective markers that were once here are now gone. I've removed them from the game. In addition to the one that was here, I'm now on 3 points, and Jordan is desperately trying to hold on to the last 2 objectives that he has in his region of the board. If he can't hold these, he loses the game. If he holds them and he loses a specialist, he'll lose the game anyway. Luckily, though, for Jordan, he has killed my leader in the last turn, which means I've only generated 1 command point this turn. So
it's significant.
It's a significant thing for you. I maybe shouldn't have charged him in at the beginning, but also it could have been that his being there is the reason I did what I was able to do. So it's hard to say, really, but here we are now. Skipping the shooting phase because there is nothing to shoot. Everything's charged or everything's out of line of sight. So we can go right into the fight.
I'm interrupting combat.
Jordan is already interrupting combat.
I'm gonna hit you, Zealot.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you, Zealot, with my combat specialist.
All right.
Here it goes. Every time.
3 hits.
The 3s.
Yep.
Come on, buddy. Every time.
There's 1.
Every time.
There's 1. 4-up save for this guy. I've saved. That's your 2 CP spent, Jordan.
Yep.
And now I'm going to fight. My combat specialist, I think, will kick things off. And he's going to target your intercessor, Sergeant.
Interesting.
An interesting choice, I suppose.
I forgot to tell you that he's wearing the armor Indomitus.
Oh, you can give them that.
Oh, yeah. 3-up. He's activating for 3-up and vulnerable save.
False. So I'm going to be hitting on 3s here. The Zealot is unwounded. He has 5 attacks because he charged. I've hit 3 times. 3 is to wound. 2 wounds. -2.
It's got a save.
Okay, he's on 1 wound. Now,
Clinging to life.
my combat specialist. I'm going to split attacks. I'm going to do it. Should I not?
Well, you only need to
Kill
so
one.
you only need to kill 1 to win.
Oh, and
so I
it's your
think
combat
tactically,
specialist. Yeah.
you should have gone for the combat specialist.
You're right.
Both.
No, you're right.
Because he's on 1 wound.
You're absolutely right. That was a tactically unsound decision.
It was.
I was greedy. I was hoping I could kill both of them.
You don't need to. You need to kill 1 to win the game.
Well, right, but then I have to survive. And potentially, the more guys you have.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you table me, I'll lose. So.
But I can't. Right, if I table you.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely.
It's unlikely, but my rolling has been terrible. So.
I forgot that was still in play.
In play. A terrible roll. Yeah.
Well, I meant my ability to table for the win.
Yeah. Okay. So my combat specialist, 5 attacks. He's taken a flesh wound, so he's back to hitting on 3s. I'm going to put them all on Jordan's combat specialist. Oh, no. I've hit 4 times.
Oh, that's grim.
Is it dark?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. 3 wounds.
Now it's dark.
That's reached dark status. Both grim and dark, people. So there's got to roll those saves. 5 ups.
No.
That's 2 failed.
Yep.
Now I roll to see if he's a dead boy.
Yep.
I'm a 4 up. I'm going to re-roll that with my 1 CP.
He's going to re-roll it.
Wait, am I? Yes, I am.
It's okay.
Guys, help.
He's okay.
Help my rolling.
If only you would attack him with your Zealot.
I'm gonna play some Sarah McLachlan here and show some sad puppies. Maybe if you can just send some money to help me. Every little bit helps my luck turn. So just please help. And we are back.
Hi.
Hey. Jordan's, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna fight back.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna attack your combat specialist with my good personal friend, Ultramarines Sergeant Patricker.
Yep.
It's a good name, but
Sorry.
every time I say it sounds dumb.
Patricker.
You're right.
No, it's good. It's I like it. It's fluffy.
It's attacking your combat specialist.
Nice combat specialist. Okay.
It's got 2 hits.
2 hits. 3 is to wound.
He's got a wound.
4 up save. Yep. There it is. Now you just need 3 and he's dead. Well, that's typical. Okay. That's the end of that. And now we can roll for initiative.
Yeah, we may as well.
Yep.
Going into the next turn.
Yep.
I've got a 9.
I got a 6. Jordan's going first again. That's weird, right? Him getting first turn every turn?
Not really.
And we're back. So Jordan, weirdly, got first turn again. Always. And this is turn 3 now.
Isn't this turn 4?
Turn 4. Turn 4. I said. I definitely said turn 4. I don't know what you're talking about. So now we've done our movement. Jordan, you want to say what you've done first since you went first again?
Yeah, these guys pulled back.
Yep.
They're still holding this objective.
Okay.
I just wanted to discourage a charge on them. Although, I don't know if it matters at this point. And then this guy, well, they both readied, but now he's been charged.
Yes, so he can't shoot. The Reaver can shoot.
He can.
The Fanatic can shoot. And they're out of line of sight. From what I've done in my move is this Harlequin here successfully charged from over here. He got into combat against both of them. I declared a multi-charge, but he made it to Sergeant Patricker there. And then this Harlequin, I just want everyone to know, I've now rolled 66 for his charge rolls and totaled 11. On 6 dice, I've rolled a total of 11. So he's moved a combined 11 inches over the last 2 turns attempting to charge.
Should have just done a single advance roll.
It would have been better. I almost would have been just better off moving and not advancing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have made 16 this time and would have been able to shoot along the way.
He's a good clown.
I don't want that to keep up the way it's going, but let's just go into the shooting phase.
Okay.
See what happens.
I'll shoot you.
Okay.
He's gonna shoot at your zealot?
My zealot.
It's a 3. It's a hit.
He's hit. He needs 3 to wound.
It's a 4.
I need a 4 to save. Didn't get it.
So you're gonna use your command point.
I am going to use my 1 CP.
He's done it.
I've done it. Thank goodness. He's now going to fire back with his pistol against your boy, the Reaver Combat Specialist. Hitting on 3. Wounding on 4s. 6s become AP3.
Okay.
It is a wound.
Okay.
3 up.
It's a save.
Okay. And that is the shooting done. Because we are all locked up. So, fight phase coming up next. Okay.
I'm interrupting combat.
Jordan's interrupting combat, everyone. Because we're in the fight phase.
We're in the fight phase.
So that's the rule. Jordan interrupts combat when there's a fight phase to be had.
I have to.
So go ahead, interrupt combat.
I'm interrupting.
Yep.
My combat specialist, who's about to die,
salutes my fanatic.
And slices him with a knife as well.
And cuts him with a knife.
Yeah, as he brings his arm up to salute, it's also 4 attacks with a knife.
That's weird.
Yeah, he's hit.
He's
so he ignores the -1.
Yep.
Because he's special.
Because he's transhuman.
And then he's 3s. He's got 2. He's got 2 wounds.
That's 2 4-ups for me.
He's done it.
I've done it. Your interruption once again doesn't pay off.
Yeah, it hasn't really.
Really, the only thing you've done this game that hasn't worked out, due to my rolling hot only in those particular instances.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to switch back to the normal order of things, which is my regular guy charging your Sergeant Patrick. Mm-hmm. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Those 1s come up anymore. I might just turn this camera off and who knows what'll happen. 2 wounds.
He's blown it.
Okay. So now, that was his last wound. So now I'm rolling to see if he's dead. On a 4 up, he is dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Now, for the other portion of this combat, which is your already fought combat specialist who can't fight again.
It's true.
Versus my fanatic. My fanatic did not charge this turn, so he's back to 4 attacks. But he's unwounded, so he's still hitting on 3s. Nice. Really good.
Oh, no.
Winning on 3s. Okay. It's all day. It's all day with this rolling. How am I supposed to win anything when these are the results I get? I'm upset. Well, he's gonna pile in. And I guess that's the end of the turn. Jordan, you want to roll?
Let's roll initiative.
Let's move right on.
Roll an 8.
I wonder if you'll go first. You've gone first. I've rolled a 3. Coming up next, Jordan's turn first again. So, you may be wondering why this is what you're looking at. So what happened, instead of us playing out our turn 5, it would have been, Jordan actually decided he was going to make a tactical withdrawal.
Yeah.
And the game ended with Harlequins' victory.
Yep.
Because of that. So that was pretty cool. Jordan, you want to go explain a little bit about the thought process of why you did that?
Sure. Yeah. So I had lost my leader, so I was only going to generate 1 CP.
Right.
Which meant that I couldn't interrupt combat.
Yeah.
Which meant that basically, with Eric's 3 guys, there was very little chance I was going to be able to take out enough of them before the end of the turn, and then he would just destroy the objective.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to increase the risk of losing more of my guys where it's a campaign. If it had been just a one-off game, I probably would have just played it out.
Yep.
But where it's a campaign, I wanted to save my 2 guys who hadn't taken any injuries yet from the risk of having to roll on the casualty table. And also, where my combat specialist wasn't yet out of action, I've still got a chance on a D6 roll of him not going out of action. So it just seemed like where it's a campaign, sort of reduce the risk for some of my specialists.
Yeah, I think it's a smart play.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can roll on the table to see if he actually does become a casualty first.
So I always forget.
I think it's on a 4 up.
Yeah, so on a 4 up, so let's find out if my combat specialist is going to be out of action. So he is out of action.
Okay.
So I'll have to roll a D10 now.
Yes, for all 3
each
of them.
These guys. Looks like one of these. Okay, so I'll start with my combat specialist.
Yep.
It's a 3.
Okay.
So he makes a full recovery.
All right.
And now on to my revert sergeant.
Yep.
It's an 8, so he is okay as well.
Okay.
And on to my leader, Brother Patrick. He's dead.
Oh no!
He falls.
You rolled a 1.
I've rolled a 1.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
It's fine.
Patrick Kerr.
I hope you die.
Now you don't have to worry about his name sounding dumb. And now we are rolling for my kill team. I lost the combat specialist, and I also lost my leader. So no one else took flesh wounds, so I don't have to roll to see if they become casualties. Let's roll first for the combat specialist.
It's a 3.
That's a 3. He's okay. And for the leader, I rolled a 6.
It's okay.
He's also okay. These guys are fine. Wow.
Yeah.
That was
a great game.
That was a great game.
Yeah. That's the most fun I've had because it was so intense.
It was so intense, and there were so many times where the luck defied all odds.
I really felt like it should have been in that first turn.
Mm-hmm.
It should have basically been over.
I know, it should have been.
But then I rolled like 4 or 5 up saves with my reserve sergeant.
I rolled 3 1s with my combat specialist, hitting on 2s with 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
But that made it a great game.
Yes, it was a great game.
It's a weird mission.
Yeah.
When I was reading it, I was almost thinking, this can't be right.
Feels stacked against the defender.
Yeah. Which thematically is very cool.
Yeah.
But it's
desperate.
It's weird because on your, all the attacker has to do really is put their 3 objectives on their half of the board.
Yes.
And there's only a 10-inch gap in the middle. So even if you put a couple on your side and one more towards the middle, there's a very good chance you'll be able to get to it first.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is, if you spend 2 CP in your first turn to destroy them, like already the defender's under pressure.
Yeah.
And we saw with a fast army like the Harlequins, if the luck had gone your way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see with like a shooty army, a shooty army on the offense, they would have trouble taking the enemy's territory from them.
That would have been a really interesting game,
so
I think.
that would be compelling. But as it was, the way the luck went, it being so weird, resulted in the game going longer than it probably would have, and being really, really intense. A lot of ridiculous combat phases.
It was a great game.
It was a great game.
I had a ton of fun. I'm devastated at the loss of Sergeant Patrick.
Yeah, that's
veteran of hundreds of years of war.
A shrewd commander. Yeah, and
but I know that within the ranks of the Third Company, they'll find someone who's capable of taking up the reins and finishing the mission.
Yeah, the Ultramarines are heroes all. They really are. They're legendary for their leadership and their.
I think it'll take me longer to get over the loss than it will take the Battle Brothers.
Yeah,
they know that he gave his life for the Emperor.
Yeah,
they would all have done the same. They were called upon.
Yep. I mean,
but it still hurts.
And it's no insult to him that he lost in combat to 3 of the most skilled combatants in the galaxy. I mean, Harlequins are some of the most fearsome, almost supernaturally capable opponents that you can encounter in the galaxy. So
he did his best.
He did his best.
Did his duty for the Emperor.
Yeah. He really proved that they are the Emperor's finest, I think.
Yeah. I'll probably still call him Sergeant Patrick when I play with him in 40k games.
Yeah.
He'll always be
Sergeant Patrick
to me.
Yeah. Let's say maybe he's in a very long convalescence.
Yeah. He'll probably return with some bionic enhancements and not to Kill Team, but to other games.
To 40k games ahead.
Yeah.
Well, that was a crazy game.
It was.
And the Harlequins finally got a victory.
Yeah. I knew that I felt this was the culmination.
Yeah.
Of
Cegorach's just finally
of all their planning.
The punchline of his joke.
He drew us into an indefensible position and
then he struck.
He struck?
He struck when you weren't ready. You couldn't defend against it.
Yep.
And it does seem like I was maybe just biding my time until this game because I didn't lose any in the wrap ups.
Yeah.
None of them died. None of them were true casualties. So, but so that's the result. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was super exciting for us.
Yeah.
And we will definitely be back soon with more games. And more to this story. It's not over between the Ultramarines and the Harlequins.
No.
The fight continues, and there are still resources to gain and lose on either side, and grudges that are provoked and unfinished, challenges unmet. So we'll see more of them, I'm sure, in the near future. Thanks so much for watching, and you can find us again on all the social media. We're on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and our website is nearly complete, I think. So it'll be real soon that you'll see that. And we are all painting up a storm on this channel here to try to get full 40k games going as soon as possible. We have models. We certainly have models. But we we are painting our butts off to get those armies ready to be filmed. So hopefully we can get those to you sooner rather than later. And we really want to kick off our immense campaign that will involve the forces you're seeing in this kill team here. So we're excited for that. Hope you're excited for that. And we will see you in the next game. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.